All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to paint a picture in the Delphi case, right? It might be somebody named Richard, but just not Richard Allen. Very possible. A lot of the people right now are throwing up the height thing, which they are right. Meaning the bridge guy don't look 5'4". That's true. Anywhere between, I think the original description was anywhere between 5'6" and 5'10". Then they changed that to 6 foot. I don't know. Are we looking for 2 people, 3 people, 4 people? Very interesting. Very, very interesting. I know YouTube plays a part with it. They're podcasters. Right? Could it have been a biker war and somebody tried to pin it on another biker club because there was a war going on? Possibly. We can go on and on days and days with theories. Heck, even the FBI agency said they might have messed up on the height. People make mistakes, even professionals. We know this. He was anywhere between, from what they're saying, 5'6". Well, if he was 5'6", if you remember when this first came out, they put a height on him, right? So if he was 5'6", and it turns out there was 5'4", they're off a couple inches. That's not too bad. Uh, let's say they in the original it was they gave an estimate. So I think the top estimate height was 5'10", right? 5'10" or so. Well, if they were a couple inches off, he'd be 6 foot or 5'9", somewhere around there. 5'8". It's iffy. It's iffy. We really don't know. Does sort of look like Richard Allen, and then it sort of don't look like Richard Allen. If you look at the photos that we've been looking at, this dude had a mustache, a handlebar mustache, thick. Yeah. Some of the videos that we've seen and photos look like the guy had glasses on. Remember them photos? Hello, Justice Janie. Beautiful view. You remember them photos that were out? Everybody's like, aha, he's got glasses. Aha, it's Hugh, or it's uh, Gray Hughes, right? He was a suspect. You had numerous people. How are you supposed to tell out of that photo when you're pulling 5, 6 different people out of it? There was the thing that went through. This guy was Keegan Kline was involved with music, drugs, bands, all that. Okay, so now we know that there's a connection there. That this pedo ring might be going into the music, maybe, possibly. I don't know. Right? I mean, there's so many tentacles, and it is tentacles. A lot of people now are saying the tentacles of Delphi. It is. I would say it is. The only thing we can do is wait on the data, phone records, and see what they got. court. That's all we really can wait for. Because we're just going to go on what we can't even trust anybody that's showing documentation. We don't even know if that documentation is even real. We're not even hearing half of this stuff on the news out here. The local news ain't even put any of this stuff on. That someone killed themselves in the Delphi case over. That's none of that has been on the news. Not one bit of it. And that would make me think of what the police said. If you don't hear it on the news, released from us, don't believe it. That might be. That very well might be. Oh, Justice Janie, thank you, little lady, for listening. I know you're a busy lady. And don't pay any attention to me. Here on this channel, it's just speculation theories and connecting dots to dots. We know this much. It could have been a one-man job. It could have been 4 or 5 guys. If you're including the witnesses were actually a part of this, giving false sketches or bearing false witness or whatever. And actually they were either lookouts or they were the ones that were doing this. Women can be very brutal too. Now there is talk on that recording that somebody went through it and you can hear a woman's voice on it screaming to let them go or something like that, or go or something. And we don't know. That could be possible. We've only heard a little bit of the tape, and it does sound like it when you enhance it and everything. That one guy at that one YouTube channel did. It sounds like something, but it might be something off into the distance, right? These camera phones these days pick stuff up. You know, I got an HD camera, and that thing picks up all kinds of stuff, delay and stuff. So it's possible. Could it have been exactly what they were saying? A pedo ring. Word got out that a couple people got nabbed. The girls were lured there to, yeah, that's all possible. Very possible. Right? The Great Wizard is really what we're looking for. Is it possible these guys came out of Canada, came down here, and boom, gone? Is it possible these dudes lived here at that time, but then boot scoop boogied out into Canada? Very possible. Very possible that these people were United States citizens. And once this happened, boom, they boot scoop boogied out of the country. Very well possible. They could have been calling the shots from another country. That's very well possible too. Now, I'm not saying that's what's going on, but it's very well possible. If it's some kind of a trafficking or pedo photo porn ring, they wouldn't even have to be in the country to operate it. So this is true. I mean, we're leaving everything out on the table. Nothing, anything is possible. Justice Janie said maybe we should have a jam tonight. I don't know, maybe. Oh, Levine's channel's on tonight. Folks, make sure you check out the Dave Levine show at 8:30, I believe it is tonight. I don't know if there's any special guests. I don't think there is tonight. But just make sure you check out the Dave Levine Guitar channel, where they talk about everything. Guitars, food, movies, music, guitar pedals, women, even men. There's bashing on there. It's a channel like mine. It's got everything, right? We don't just do one thing. We're all over the place. So make sure you check out Dave Levine's tonight at 8:30, I believe it is. Tonight's Wednesday, right? Yeah, Wednesday. Uh, check that out tonight. There will be some crime channels going live tonight, which when I watch YouTube, I got 4 or 5 lives going at once. So, yeah. Hey, Ricky, how you doing? So it's possible these guys could have did the crime, boot scoop boogied out. And what's very fishy to me in the Delphi is Richard Allen hung around for 7 years. Well, it's 6 years and something days, but it's going on 7 years. He hung around there right underneath their noses and didn't boot scoop boogie out. Didn't just pack up and run. And you know what? He's moved. He was from other areas too. This whole scenario that Greeno has pumped out, now people have done the fact checks, and he's not even from Delphi. He's a drifter. He's been all over the United States. He's been locked up in other states. He's been violent towards people. The record just keeps growing and growing and growing. But the key thing with, even if he's a bad guy, supposedly he found a phone, a flip phone, at the crime scene. That question, I'm questioning, why didn't the police want that phone? That's the question. Now, is it the truth? Is Mr. Greeno just making up more content? If he is, kid, if you are, then say it. Say you're making up the content, you're acting, it's an acting channel, whatever, your production. Come out and say that after or during your your lives, right? I mean, why would the police not want the phone that you found? How did the police miss a phone at the crime scene when they found the girl's phone? Like I said, kid, you're a good creator. But if you're doing it for just fame or whatever, if you have a grudge against one of these other people or whatever, that's fine. At least say it and tell them this is all speculation, fabrication, fiction, and this is my theory of it. And then you go in and make your whole documentary or movie, even, kid. But lying deliberately in a double murder case, and no, that's not the way to do it, kid. It's just not the way to do it. So, my other question is, what is actually the height of Bridge Guy? To me, he looks a lot more stockier and bigger than Richard Allen. Even before this occurred, Richard Allen didn't look that thick in the chest, and he wasn't that broad in the shoulders. This guy had broad shoulders, wide shoulders. I don't know, possibly. Possibly. We're not sure. We're just going through things here. Thanks, Ricky. Thanks a lot. Yeah, I'll probably swing over there at Dave's and say what's up. I'm always watching in the background. I don't know if he's got any special guests either, Rick. Ricky says he's not sure what's on the show. I'm not sure either. I'm sure it'll be entertaining though. All right, so now we get back to, could it be somebody named Richard, but it's not Richard, right? Maybe. Could it be Ron Logan, right? It could be that maybe somebody superimposed the photo, edited it. Ron Logan's body with someone else's head, possibly. Possibly it could be someone else. They're saying this guy possibly rode a motorcycle there. Possible. Heck, he could have possibly took a four-wheeler there. Anything is possible. So if someone came to me and said, hey, they had the height off, I'm Bridge Guy. Bridge Guy's actually anywhere between 5'10", 6 foot, somewhere around there. Would have shocked me. No. If they came to me and said, Bridge Guy was 5'4", but we got it wrong. We were a couple inches off. So it would have shocked me. No, right? You're taking mathematics to try and to equivalate their height, which is very difficult unless you know what you're doing. And they're also using the sun and shadows to tell what time it is. You see in my video here how the shadows, it is 10 minutes to 4. You see how the shadows are casting along the sidewalk? Now, what we do is we look at the bridge photo, if that is real and not photo opt. And some people are saying the photo is not adding up with the shadows that are casting on the railroad ties. I would agree with that. Actually, that photo they're showing us could have been an old photo of another day. Very possible. We have to take in consideration the way the bridge runs, north to south, east to west, because that'll tell with a shadow of where they actually were on the bridge at what time. It's really too bad we didn't have the Indians. And the Indians, the Native American Indians, were great at telling time by just looking at a shadow on the ground, which is unbelievable. It really was unbelievable. So we have to take that in consideration. If the sidewalk is the railroad tracks, do you see where the shadows are casting? Yeah, so there's a lot of questions there. Can I 100% say it's Richard Allen? No. Not with the photos some of these YouTubers are showing. No. Not with the clues that the police left us. No. It's possible. I don't know. Maybe they got the wrong guy. Very possible. Maybe they already got the guy. And we just don't see it yet. Paradorma, whatever they call it. We see what the mind wants us to see or whatever. Very possible. That's why a lot of us are seeing different people in it. Right? Now, what is the thick mustache? People are like, this guy's got a thick mustache on that photo. It could be shadowing. Right? Which would mean the sun was to his back, or just about there to his back. It's casting shadows on the front of his face. But I don't think it was. I think he was walking into the sun. The sun was on his face. It might have been a lot later than what they're saying. The time might be off. The murders might have occurred at 3 o'clock, 3:30, 4 o'clock maybe. That would explain that people get out there. The girls didn't show up. And when they were supposed to be picked up, people get out there. Didn't take him long. If he had a gun and he told the girls, do what I say, and actually got them to walk to the area where he was at, or where he was going to commit the murders, then yes, it could have been done fast, within an hour. Then he would have been gone on his way. I don't know if that makes sense to some of you guys, but if he had a weapon, they were scared enough and told him, get moving or I'm going to kill both of you or whatever, and they did what he wanted, then yes, the crime could have been committed and staged within an hour. And he would have been on his way up and gone. He might have came in through the bridge, walked right out through the cemetery. You have to remember it was a warm day. Could he have just been spontaneous? And that day it was somebody was going to die? No matter if it was Abby or Libby? Yeah. But he chose them too, probably because they were maybe broke away from the pack. You have to remember there was a bunch of girls there when the sister dropped off the one girl, or the two girls. There was, in the beginning of this case, that there was numerous girls there. I thought I heard 10 to 20 or 30 more girls. I don't know if that's true, but that's what first was described by the sister. Very interesting. We really don't know. We will let these people to continue about who leaked the information, this and that, and this and that. Did you notice how they swayed away from who it is? It's no longer about Abby and Libby. It's no longer about nothing but them being right. They solved the case, and they know what they're doing, and no one else does. And yada, 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 yada. I don't know. I have no idea who did the murders. We'd like to know. Everybody would. For the simple fact is we have children and family and friends and even society with children and everything. Of course, people want to know. You would have to be one cold person not to care at all completely about the case or anybody's children getting hurt. I don't know. You all have your own minds. You have your own decisions and your own theories. And they're all, I'll tell you what, some of these YouTubers are on top of the case and they have good theories. And you know what? There is no bad theory in a murder case. Every theory is possible. And I applaud some of these YouTubers out there that kept an open mind. Instead of focusing on certain things, They opened their mind. It could have been one person. It could have been many people. It could have been a love triangle. It could have been a family member did something bad. You have to keep an open mind in a murder case. It could have been a YouTuber with a disgruntled problem against the government or another YouTuber and created this whole mess. And it was nothing like what they're even saying. We don't know that. So keep an open mind. No, I want to thank everybody for stopping in. And could it have been Richard Allen? Yes. Could it have not been Richard Allen, but been someone else named Richard? Right? I don't know. Possibly. Possibly. Um, did were they covering for? Was it a pedo ring and a snuff film ring? And Keegan Kline was the lurer, possibly. We don't know. All right, you folks have a great day. Be safe. God bless everybody, and keep an open mind. And here on this channel, every single one of your folks' theories are possible, plausible, feasible, possibly yes, possibly no. You folks have a great day. God bless.